That is the most profitable service you do. Oh no, the key fobs were the
Key
most,
fobs,
right?
yes.
Yeah, key
Yeah,
fobs.
key fobs are some straight up horse shit. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
The markup on key fobs is criminal. Like I
So-
should be in jail right now. It cost me $14.80 to order the key. We were charging her, get ready for this, $289 before tax.
Hey, I'm Marcos, I'm CEO of Woop Environmental. So this session was actually one of the one-on-one sessions from our Business Scaler Challenge. And I think it's an incredible session because we start off not really knowing what direction we need to go in. And for context, Cory just had his best year ever last year, and corporate came around and said that he needed to lay off both of his employees. So now he's stuck working alone, and he's entirely on his own, having to make way more money than the previous year just to break even. So in this session, not only do we discover, hey, what do we need to do, but we figure out stuff that is made Cory over $1,000 since the challenge ended. And the challenge ended on Friday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I just got off the phone with him right before recording this. So I think it's just an incredibly valuable session, no matter the business you're in. So I hope you enjoy.
All right, well, let's get right into it. So little explainer of how it'll go. We'll go through a few series of questions and everything, then we'll get into like figuring out problems together. So it's not so much like, oh, I have 3 things to tell you and I'm just going to run through them. I'm going to ask questions and then we're going to think through that.
Okay, and I am taking notes off to my right here, just to let you know. Okay.
Perfect. Let's just get right into it because I know the biggest struggle right now is only being you. So what does it take? What has corporate told you to get another employee in? What needs to happen?
Break even number was moved from 450K to 537K.
So we know that we got to make that. That's the goal, I would assume, right? Any other goal you have, or just, hey, let's get to that point so you can bring someone in?
No, I mean, that's the goal. If I close these doors even for 1 or 2 days, that throws everything off. That's how tight it is.
Yeah. Is there anything currently going that's easy right now? Anything going well within the store?
Yes. I was the #1 selling employee. Metrics for Batteries Plus nationwide, and that was over 2,600 employees nationwide.
Okay.
And so where I'm going with this is I did not properly train either of them to do the subtle nuances at the register that can make those metrics and have them appear probably, I'm guessing, within the top 18% nationwide.
Okay. Got it. So that would be the easy part, is just making sales off people walking in the door, right?
Well, correct. And just asking questions, literally asking questions. Hey, how are you stocked up on AA's, AAA's? Do you need an emergency flashlight for your vehicle? I know that sounds simplistic, but that is money, bottom line revenue.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably the angle I was gonna say is how much can we upsell on every opportunity? Because that's the biggest thing. You can't really change the pricing by all that much, especially because of the location. But you can add value to each order. So that would be the #1 thing I was thinking of is let's just bring the order value up. How do we get the most out of each person in there? Do you have a specific strategy on what products you ask the questions on?
No, and that's where I've had success. So I do have a general strategy, but I try to temper it to the person that's in front of me. And so I'll give you an example that paid off like in a way that shocked even me, because I was surprised as it was coming out of my mouth. A guy came in. I could see that it said on the side of his van, Dad's Handyman Carpentry. Okay. So when he came in, I was like, hey, how are your DeWalt or power tool drills or batteries working? And he's like, funny you should ask. And it was just a simple, specific question based off what was visually in front of me. And that's what I'm getting at, Marcos. Like, I can teach that to the girls. I can teach that to a monkey coming in. Hey, pay attention. Look at their shirt. Hey, what does Woop Environmental mean? Could you tell me about that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, be interested in the customer, even if you don't give a flying fuck about the person in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the key would be to bring up revenue is just bring more people through the door. What is the value of a district outside of the alkaline batteries? Sorry.
The school districts can these are nationwide statistics. The flat rate is if you have a well-oiled school district machine, you will make $12,100 in sales per not district. Get ready for this, per building. So I have been hammering relationships with these schools And again, I'll give you a great example. The largest school district here is District 11 in the Springs. District 11 has 130 plus facilities. And I mean, Marcos, the one that was scored at the other franchise, which I'm so proud of him, it took him 2 years, 1 month, scored a $76,000 relamp sale for one of their distribution facilities for the school, which was the food distribution facility. So these are long games. These are, you know, and again, I talk about the school district. I'm excited about it because it's just one small fraction of what's available. We're not talking military. We're not talking local government. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What's possible.
So what's the strategy right now for getting districts?
So our job is to educate them on what Batteries Plus can do to support them and make their job easier. And then I give them store tours. I am exemplary when it comes to store tours.
Are you asking people to tell others at any point?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
I was like, hey, if you enjoyed my services or you think I can be a benefit of someone else, can you please pass this on? And I don't consider that pandering. That's just a legitimate ask. I want to help them. And I don't find that unreasonable at all.
At what point are you asking?
I'm asking before I accept cash for the sale, because if I have them where they're going to place the sale, but before they do the credit card, cash, check, what have you, that's when I'm like, hey, if you appreciated what, you know, the services I offered here, do you know of anyone else? Or could you pass this on to let people know where I'm at and where my location is?
Yeah, that's huge. I think especially too, what you can do is the ones, because you have a lot of situations from what I know where you solve an issue in a way that's really like, oh wow, I didn't even think that could be solved this way. And people have moments where they're extremely happy with you. When you see that those situations are coming up where like you're able to save someone a ton, or you're able to do something humongous that most other retail stores are not going to be able to do, that you factor that you have, that's when is the most important moment to ask, I would say.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
if you know
got that on notes here.
if you know that moment is coming, ask for it then, because that moment they're going to go, oh yeah, I got to tell somebody about it. And you can also go, hey, if you don't know someone that would benefit right now, would you mind posting about it so that we get it? And just make sure to tag, you know, say what store it is so they don't go to the other one or whatever. But I think that would be huge, because that moment, I mean, I've had it when I had that battery replacement with you, where it's just like, you're just like, I am so happy in this moment. You know what I mean?
No, that's a really
everything
good
out.
observation.
So that'd be the best one. If you don't know that moment's coming, or you don't think that moment's going to come, then yes, what you're doing is a really good point as well, where
No,
you
I'll
do
switch it up
right
here.
as
I like that.
you accept it. So it just depends on the situation as you see it. Now, the way I would do it is anytime you do get in with a district, you do get in with anything public, is trying to snowball that. And I think with the smaller towns, it's even easier. I think Manitou is a really good example here, because if you get in with one thing on Manitou, it's such a small town, everybody knows everyone. Like, I think from when I went to school there, I knew everybody on the school board, not good relationships. I'm not like them. But then I also knew everybody on city council, knew everybody at the police department, everybody at the fire department. There was friends that had parents in every single one. It's everybody knows everyone, and it's super easy to just snowball that and go from one to the next. And that's probably where I would go with it, is targeting the easiest ones to get. I think Manitou is a really easy one because it's so small and it's so easy.
My territory would be easy. I could do Falcon, Calhan. I can do those. And I've been playing, you know, before I lost employees, I was playing around in Lyman, and Lyman is, Jesus Christ, that place is tight knit. So,
and that's how I would do it, is go first for all the small ones and just make sure you get those. And then once you get those, then it's much easier to go to District 11 and say, hey, look, this is what we did at this district. This is what we did at this other one. This is what we did here. And these are the outcomes of it. And now that reach out almost turns into okay, so when do we start? You know, it's just about them approving the budget for it, and that's it.
Agreed. You're absolutely 100% correct.
Whenever you're not working on a cell phone repair, you're not talking to a customer, it's you're getting the school districts. But I would definitely go in an approach of the least valuable one to the most valuable one. So
no, I like that, because too many people, and I see them flame out Batteries Plus. Okay. They try to hit the home run. I'm like, guys, yes, the home runs will pay bills. We're not denying this. But you could sit there for 9 months waiting for the home run to hit. And then all of a sudden it's underwhelming when you neglected all these other relationships that you could have been building at the time. I want the singles and doubles. Because I can eat off that every day. And then when the home run comes in, now Cory's got a new addition to the house, or, hey, we pay some bills type deal.
No, the key fobs were the most,
Key fobs,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Have you paid any other business to bring you key fob deals?
Yes.
Okay,
we did. And
perfect.
Batteries Plus Corporate did, not me personally. So Batteries Plus Corporate was offering stipends to people, referrals that would bring stuff to us here for other businesses. They found, and it was really crazy, they found traction with Ace Hardware, because Ace Hardware cuts keys. What Ace Hardware doesn't do is program. So I'm like, hey, I thought it was a pretty genius program or offer from Batteries Plus Corporate. They're like, if you cut the key, they can come over here and we will offer our programming services for half price. And programming is just literally, what is the cost of electricity for me? That's it. You know, electricity and how much time.
So right now it's not currently happening anymore.
What's that?
That you guys are paying other companies to bring.
No, not there.
Okay.
It hasn't happened in almost 2 years, if I'm being honest.
Because I think since it's so profitable, it makes sense to pay somebody else for it. I would definitely bring that up if they can start doing it again, or even take it out of the margin for the key fobs.
Yeah, because I meet with my BNI liaison every Friday. So sure, let me get that in notes.
No, I think that's the best way to do it, because I mean, you have the network to get people that could do it. If you pay for it, it's even more that you get. We're doing that with one of our private practice clients, where we're paying other companies to bring clients when they already were bringing clients, but we said, hey, we're going to start paying now, and it tripled the lead flow on that. So that would probably be a really good way to do it too. So just getting really aggressive into the district side of things with the schools, but going small to big there, and then paying for getting key fob clients. Because that's the best way. If you can pay to get the customers that bring you the most money, there's no reason not to. That's the way to do it. Especially because
I like that.
And like we covered,
Marcos, some of the, oh my God, I gave an example. This literally happened last night. Last customer, she came in with a Hyundai key. It cost me $14.80 to order the key. We were charging her, get ready for this, $289 before tax. Pretty decent margin on that.
Yeah. I mean, as it should be there, but yeah, as it should be on that, because it's that not many people are doing key fob program.
She said that was the lowest price she found, and I'm like, oh damn,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I say 289? I meant 589. Let's go.
Yeah, 700. But that's the thing, is that there's money to pay other businesses to bring that, and there's definitely other businesses that see enough people with issues like that in order to go. And you can even go to pretty much every mechanic shop and go, hey, if you notice that the key is not doing well here, send them to us.
We used to partner, and it kills me because Batteries Plus stopped doing it with the used car dealerships. We'd be like, hey, we offer a deal, half price programming, we'll provide the key, you let us know, and then go from there.
Because there's enough margin, you should be able to, even if Batteries Plus doesn't put their own money in it, you should be able to just go ahead and do it yourself. I don't know if you have the authority, but financially.
Oh yeah, of course. I can do whatever I want. I can offer
I would do
straight up cash.
I would do that. Is just pay to get people on that, because then you fill up the day with the key fob replacements, and then retail will go up too, because you have people coming in the door.
Correct. And then they look at what we have and they're like, oh, hey, did you need stock up on AA's or AAA's? How are you doing on your charging cords for your phones? I mean, there's so many different routes to go here.
Actually, one thing too is, do you know your returning customer rate?
What's that?
At what rate do customers come back to you?
It's so weird at this location because of tracked information. So because we are literally a desert, the normal reclamation rate of customers coming back to Batteries Plus non-commercial is abysmal. It's 1 in 9. So they'll one-off us, and then basically every 9, and it's actually a little bit above Marcos. It's 9.1, 9.15. I forget the last statistic, but it used to be back in 2007. It was every 1 in 4.5 would come back to us. So it's trending, unfortunately, and corporates thinking is that it's online purchasing stuff like that, convenience, which I don't find unreasonable.
Do you know your specific rate? Because the 1 in 9 is overall for Batteries Plus, right?
No, my rate is Batteries Plus stopped tracking it legitimately because they thought something was wrong. And I was like, guys, look at the retail. Now we're only talking retail, not commercial. My commercial is phenomenal.
Yeah.
My retail rate is 1 in 13.
1 in 13. Okay. Because that's what I wanted to know is how much money, because we could even go, if the rate is really high and they come back quite a bit, we could even go higher on what we pay people to bring in the coupon.
Yeah, we can easily give kickbacks. That's no problem because it's printing money.
Yeah. And actually what I would do too is you can even tell them to make it super easy. So if you go to the used car dealers, you can tell them, hey, offer every single client when you sell the car, if there's only one key, offer them, hey, if you want another key, go to this store, and then you just pay them for the people that come from there. So you get them to sell it, but just tell them, hey, when you sell a car, if there's only one or there's 2 and they want more, just ask every person, I'll pay you for every single one that I get. And it's not even that you have to offer a discount or anything. You just pay them what you would have discounted, and then they will make sure that they get, and you can even pay them a little bit less than they discounted, but should be something that it's like, it makes sense for them to do, but it brings you still sufficient profit with that considered.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
And that's the way I would do it. It's not just telling people, hey, I'll pay you money if you bring us someone. It's telling them how to bring you people. So like with the car dealers, that's the easiest one, where you just go, if there's one key, or even if there's not, you just ask every single time you sell a car, would you like more key fobs to go with it? And if they say yes, bam, here you go. And then we'll pay you when we get them. So that's the way I would do it. Because when you just say, oh yeah, we'll pay you X amount for every customer you get us. A lot of companies do that already. Almost everybody knows. You've heard it. Somebody has told you, oh yeah, if you bring me a customer here, I'll pay you this amount. But they don't give you any action to do. So when you have that many people telling you that stuff, it doesn't happen. But if you tell someone, hey, here's how to make money on it, bam, just do that. And you simplify it as much as possible, they'll do it. They're much more likely to do it. And something we talked about in the other meeting, I don't know if you saw the video, but this kind of makes sense here, is keeping the messaging super simple. So you just go, hey,
I keyed in and I wanted to actually talk about that because that was one of my biggest feelings. You give them a specific, simple thing, like you just said, like, hey, ask them about their key fobs. If they need more, I will pay you for each one that comes down to me.
That's exactly it. And then just figure out for every single business that you want to do this for, and honestly, the more the better, figure out for that business, what's the easiest situation for them to send people to you. And you just tell them that. So like for them, ask about key fobs. But if it's a mechanic, hey, I noticed your key fob isn't working well. Do you want a new one? Or I noticed that you don't have one. Do you want a new one? Or even the same with the car. Do you want more key fobs? And that's it. They just say that. And then usually the key fobs, that's one of your most like, oh wow type of services where people end up so much happier after choosing you over someone else. That perfect situation to just ask, hey, who else do you know that wants more key fobs?
No, I like it because it's funny. I shifted it up and said these two go hand in hand. So you and I are thinking the same right now.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. We're getting to the obvious things that weren't so obvious before the call. But that's the route we want to go on, because and there you do the same thing. The same thing you would have told the car salespeople. Man, I'm like, the English is dying out here. It's rough.
You're fine.
Same thing you would have told the used car dealer is you take the same concept when asking for referrals from the customer, where you go, who do you know that has a lot of people that drive the same car and wants more key fobs? So that's a really good one, where because not everybody knows, oh yeah, who needs more key fobs? I have no idea. But if you ask me, hey, who do you know that has a car that's driven by a lot of people? Well, I know someone. I can tell you right now, I know someone where they don't have...
That's good. Like, oh, you've got 5 different people using the same vehicle because out of necessity. Hey, we can get you deals.
Yeah, and you make it easy because when you're broad with what you tell customers, and this is kind of going on what I said in that other presentation, when you're broad on what you tell customers, you let them choose what they want, which is almost never going to be what you want. So there's very few cases in which it is what you want. And even like for our business, you know how we make money. We make money off commission on profits. What we want is very aligned with what the customer wants. If I don't tell them exactly what it is that I need them to do in a certain situation, they don't do it. If I
Mhm.
give them multiple choices, they don't do what I want, even though our end goal is aligned. So imagine when the end goal isn't aligned, how much more different that is. So just asking, hey, do you know anyone that could use this? Do you know anyone that would like our services? You're asking, but are you really asking in that situation?
Correct, because it's a
So,
broad. It's like,
right.
oh, here, paint me a picture. Like, nah, I ain't gonna
It's
paint you a picture. Like,
what's
paint me a picture of a mountain.
right.
Specific,
The easiest thing there is just to go, oh, okay, yeah, I will. And then do you even think through your head if you know anyone? Absolutely not. But if you
Nope.
ask them, who do you know that has a car driven by multiple people? Now they're thinking about it. The easiest thing for them to do is like, wait, who do I know about that? And they're happy in that moment because you just hooked them up on that. You just did a good job. So they're not going to be like, oh, dismissive of it. They're going to go, wait, this is free for me to help you out on this. Let me think. And it's a much easier way because now they're thinking of the people that would get the most use out of what you're offering there. So that's how I would do it. Is don't just tell someone, hey, go grab a shirt from your wardrobe, grab the one shirt you want them to wear and just give it to them. And then that way they're always going to wear the shirt you want them to.
Mhm.
So that's the way I would
There's
do it.
a book lead up to their I've been doing a lot of self-help books with 75 Hard. And
Mm.
one of the books is like, look, he's like, people talk about dressing for success, but they just say it. It's just like verbal diarrhea. You tell them what to wear, when to wear, how to talk, when to talk. And I was like, I mean, because otherwise you're not going to get the result you wanted
Right.
if you're not specific with the asks and or instructions that you need to outline. So I think this is in the same vein of that is
Yep.
here, do this. Specifically do this.
That's the key because a lot of the time, and I see this so often now with clients now that there's so many communications with the customer that are so broad that it's almost meaningless. So it's like you're checking off the box. I did say it, but did the customer actually at any point consider what you had asked of them? Even consider. So it's not even complying with it. It's did they even think of doing that? Or
No,
did they
I
even
bet you
start
never.
on it?
They're like, oh,
Right.
so and so's talking. Can't wait for them to stop talking, and then they
Basically,
don't even know what
yeah.
was said. So,
That's what it does. So that's why I would focus on when you do ask for it, figure out exactly like what is the most beneficial way. And honestly, even if you don't sell someone a key fob, ideally it's on key fob ones, but even if you don't, you say, hey, one of our specialties is key fobs. Who do you know that? And you do that question. Because that's a
yeah,
great way to, hey, if we're gonna bring people in, let's just bring them in for one thing. But the key would be not who do you know, like, do you know anyone that could use our services? Now they have to think, do they know someone? And the easiest thing there is, no, I don't know someone. And it's a mental blockage you put in so you don't put effort on there. So that's the number one thing is they go, no, I don't know someone. And then when you say our services, well, now they have to think, do I know someone that needs lights? Do I know someone that needs batteries? Do I know somebody that needs key fob? Do I know somebody that needs commercial relighting done? There's so many things. I mean, how many products do you have in your store? Like 200 something, right? Or more?
no, way more than that.
Way
Way more.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
way more. Somebody has to go through and think through all of that. So it's much easier. Just tell them one thing. Do you know someone that needs this? And then make the one thing what makes you the most money or what converts the most or what's most relevant to them. But just choose one thing. So the least amount of choice you can put in the customer, the easier it is for you to do it. And I'll go back to the shirt example. How you're currently asking is, hey, can you go find where you store your clothes and pick out any sort of clothing, right? But your goal is I want you to wear the green shirt. But you're asking, can you go somewhere in your house or not even your house, go to your neighborhood and find a piece of clothing to wear. So they're going to go, well, I'm not even in my neighborhood. I'm not going to think of that. And then they
Yeah.
might show up with, if they listen, they might show up with something that's with a hat, not a green shirt that you wanted them to wear. Whereas if you go into their closet, grab the green shirt, and you just go, hey, look, here you go, put this on. Now it's just a whether or not they want to listen to you. And that's
yeah,
it.
which is basically, yeah, it's a pointed question.
Right. And there's only one breaking point of it is, do they think that it's worthwhile to tell other people about you? That's why I would say, hey, do it right when the people are happiest, where they're like, oh, wow, this is incredible. Because at that point, if I have that experience and I tell someone else, hey, come in for this very specific thing, and they have the same experience, I look great. And that's why I'm telling someone about you. So that's the key, is we just want that to be the only breaking point. And the way to not have that break is just ask at the right moment. When they're making a sale, they're usually pretty happy with you. When they've just had one of those moments where their issue's fixed in a really, really good way, where they think they got the best end of the deal, even better point. So that's the key with it. And then that way we make sure that we're not just like checking off the box. Yeah, we ask for it, and we might get people from that. You might still get plenty of people just by asking. Asking is the number one thing to do. But now that we're asking, let's just make that as good as possible so we don't lose out on anything. And when we get someone, we get someone for what we want. We don't get someone that comes in, oh yeah, let me get one pack of AAAs, and that's it. And then they never come back into the store. And also, if someone comes in, just buys a pack of AAAs, there's nothing you can really do to make it that exceptional that they come back. Because like you said, it's most likely the reason that that customers coming back is so much lower is online. So when it's just comparing, oh yeah, I bought batteries from here compared to Amazon. Well, Amazon's so much more convenient, or any other online store is so much more convenient. So really, in that, you lose out to all the online ones. You can't do anything better. They have to drive.
No, you really can't.
Whereas on the services that you can't get a new key fob online. That you have to program it there. I mean,
correct. I mean, you can order it, which we're fine with, but it has to be cut and programmed. You're right.
So when you cut and program it, now you have a chance where there's a reason for them to come back. So they know, because you've provided a level of service that Amazon can't beat, that Walmart online can't beat that. There's no competition with you there. You're just competing with other local vendors. So that's the key, is how do we just get more of the things that people want to come back for? Because you can be the most likable person ever and it still doesn't matter. And I think you are, but it doesn't matter if you're just selling just an item and that's it. It's really in the service that will get people back.
Agreed. And that's something that I'm hoping Corporate Batteries Plus realizes, that any clowny can sell shit. It is the services we provide that set us apart.
Well, and I think the best way to show retail to show corporate is just to show the numbers, is just show, hey, the numbers are going up on it.